Every software company promises their new AI tool will give you back 5 hours a week. But if you actually adopt every single tool that crosses your feed, you don't save time. You just spend your afternoon managing logins. When you sign up for random, single-function apps, your data gets trapped in disconnected silos. You end up copying and pasting outputs from one window to another just to do your job. As you adopt more tools, your actual time saved initially goes up. Then you hit a wall. In this integration warning zone, you spend more time fixing broken formatting and transferring data than doing actual work. You have two choices. You can use versatile models like ChatGPT, but you'll write heavy manual prompts every time. Or you can buy specialist, department-specific apps ready out of the box, which quickly leads to expensive subscription bloat. To fix this, stop buying tools based on features. Track your team's time for one full week. Find the single task that eats up the most hours and adopt exactly one tool to solve it. The goal isn't to build a massive, complex software stack. Real efficiency comes from precision targeting your worst operational bottleneck and clearing it completely. Marketing teams are expected to ship massive amounts of content across multiple channels, usually without hiring anyone new. To keep up, tools like Jasper require an upfront investment. You have to feed the AI your specific brand voice and style guidelines before it generates a single word. Input a single campaign brief, and the system simultaneously outputs a coordinated blog post, ad copy, and an email sequence. But if you publish directly, the messaging loses its edge. You must build in human editing for nuance. The same logic applies to design. Building strategy decks takes hours of formatting. Apps like Ally skip that with natural language editing. Just type instructions like add a comparison matrix, and the agent does the layout. Instead of wrestling with basic shapes, you get native marketing elements built directly into the slides. The structure is handled automatically. You still need a human brain for the creative strategy. What these tools actually do is compress the agonizing hours between a blank page and a usable first draft down to seconds. Sales teams live and die by velocity, but they lose hours every day to inbox triage, manual data entry, and writing meeting follow-ups. Fixing this requires a hard commitment. You pay premium per-seat prices for platforms like Superhuman, and you have to wire them directly into your existing CRM. This matrix compares the old way to the new. Manual outreach is a slow grind. An automated sequence instantly categorizes emails and fires off replies. But speed carries risk. Without checking the AI's copy, you'll burn through lead lists with robotic spam. Then there are the conversations themselves. Call intelligence software like Fireflies automatically joins your meetings and captures every word the prospect says. It runs sentiment analysis on the transcript and pulls out specific action items. Managers can prep for coaching sessions by reading the data instead of listening to an hour of audio. Getting emails out faster is helpful, but the real return on investment is ensuring critical deal data doesn't disappear when you hang up the call. Operations and finance teams operate on a different currency. Volume doesn't matter if the numbers are wrong. They need strict accuracy and total system stability. To keep data moving, operations teams use cross-platform tools like Zapier. You can now use plain language to build automated workflows that push information between apps that normally don't talk to each other. You eliminate manual data entry, but the configuration is complex. If one step in a multi-stage workflow breaks, your entire operational chain stops dead. For finance teams running due diligence, the stakes are even higher. They require citable research with absolutely zero hallucinations. This shows how source grounding solves that problem. A large barrier blocks the open web. Notebook LM acts as a closed system, fed exclusively by verified internal documents. Because the pipeline is restricted, every AI answer is strictly traceable back to the exact page provided. In operations and finance, an AI tool is worthless if it invents data. Its value is measured entirely by its ability to synthesize dense information without making a single mistake. Human resources teams face a tough balancing act. They must scale high-volume, mandatory tasks like onboarding modules and performance reviews across an entire company. Video training is usually limited by camera budgets. Tools like Synthesia bypass this. You just feed raw policy text and scripts directly into an AI avatar generator. You get a full library of professional training videos that you can update instantly just by editing the text. No studio time required. When it comes to performance management, platforms like Leapsome analyze peer feedback and goal tracking to instantly draft baseline summaries for manager reviews. But these efficiencies come with a heavy trade-off. If an employee is receiving a sensitive evaluation, an automated review or an AI avatar can feel incredibly cold and impersonal. You cannot outsource empathy. HR teams must use these tools strictly as drafting assistants for human managers, never as the final voice delivering the message. When you are building your tech stack today, depth of integration always beats the breadth of tool adoption. The real productivity multiplier happens when tools talk to each other. Your call transcription feeds notes to your email drafter, which automatically logs the interaction in your CRM without you touching a keyboard. If you are a solopreneur, minimize your subscription overhead. Pick exactly 2 tools, one to handle your writing and communication, and one to automate your cross-platform data. This scorecard outlines the enterprise strategy. Avoid isolated apps. You need tools that connect natively to your existing workspace. Finally, enforce a strict 14-day trial. If a new software doesn't pay for itself in hours saved, cut it immediately. The goal of the 2026 AI landscape isn't to hold the record for the most complex tech stack. It is to ruthlessly eliminate your worst operational bottlenecks so you can spend your time doing the strategic work that actually requires a human brain.